Hello, my sweet bookish friends. As you can see by the title of this video, I have been in the biggest book slump of my freaking life in the last month or so. I genuinely don't know what happened or where I went wrong, but I have not been able to physically pick up a book and read and enjoy something for weeks on weeks on weeks. The last time, this whole entire year, since the very beginning, January 1st, I read a few books that I really liked in January, but I still haven't been able to get that giddy, happy feeling that I usually get when I'm reading. And like I said in my last video, I don't know if I'm just in a weird depressive episode or if I'm just not picking up books that are really hitting for me. I don't know what it is, you guys, but I've been in a funk. I've been in a funk and it needs to end because I'm sick of it and I want to enjoy my books like I know I can. So with that being said, in this video, I am determined to get out of my book slump. I was reading A Court of Mist and Fury and I got 60% of the way through and surprisingly was not feeling it. I like the book and it's a good book, but I don't think I was in the mood for that. And since it's a long book, it was just making my slump worse. And I know, like I said, that it is a good book, so I really want to read it when I know I'll appreciate it like I should. So I put that one down and I end up picking up The Lovely and the Lost last night. So far, I'm about 102 pages in and I'm really enjoying it. And I think I can feel myself getting lifted out of my slump. I feel like I'm still kind of in it, but this book was the first one I could actually sit down and start reading and enjoy and actually kind of get that giddy feeling again. It's starting. It's not totally there, but it's starting. And I will take it. There is truly nothing like a Jennifer Lynn Barnes book to pull me out of anything. A slump, a depressive episode, whatever. Jennifer Lynn Barnes can do no wrong, and I love her so much. The Inheritance Game series, loved. The Natural series, one of my literal favorite series of all time. I have this book. I have Little White Lies by her also, and I think I might order her other books on Amazon because I genuinely feel like she has become my favorite author and I want to read everything that she's ever written. So this one, I have been talking about it a few times in a few different videos because I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. So this one, if you haven't seen those previous videos, is about this girl named Kira. And Kira was found in the woods when she was a child. I can't remember how. I want to say it was 6 or 7, maybe, something like that. But she was lost in the woods and she was just fending for herself and on her own. Nobody knows where she came from, what happened. But this family finds her in the woods and then they take her in and kind of adopt her into their family. And this family trains dogs to become search and rescue dogs, and that's how they found her in the woods. So then now, fast forward 10 years or so, her and her adopted family get called to another place to help find a missing girl. And then weird things start happening where she starts remembering things from her past and things just aren't really adding up. So I think we're kind of just trying to figure out what happened to her, where she came from, etc. Like I said, I'm 100 pages in and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. Jennifer Lynn Barnes just writes characters like nobody else. In the Natural series, I loved her characters so much. Salome specifically, I just loved her so much. And in this book, all of the characters, they are just all so lovable and it's great. So that was the first thing that I loved. Second, I feel like this book was exactly kind of what I was looking for, where it's a mystery thriller, but it's not an adult icky, makes you feel weird mystery thriller. It's kind of just more of a light-hearted mystery thriller. It's pretty fast-paced. I love the whole doggo element because I feel like they talk quite a bit about the dogs, and this family has quite a few dogs. So if you're a dog person, I feel like you would really like this book. Anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night last night and felt super, super nauseous and I was gonna throw up for 2 to 3 hours. So I'm not feeling great today. I'm a little bit exhausted from that whole thing. So I'm working from home today / kind of taking the day off, so I'm just going to relax and read more of this book. I also made some of these little like beeswax candlesticks, so I kind of want to go to the store and get some more beeswax to make more of these, because I've just been loving lighting one of these and relaxing, especially in the afternoons, like when it does get dark. It's been really nice to just light my candles, chill out, read my book. So I'm hoping to go do that and make some more candles today. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this book today, but honestly, if I get pulled out of my slump and get kind of hooked on it, I might just binge it, because I can't even remember the last time I actually binged a book, and I really miss that. I feel like this year, for some reason, my like love for reading disappeared for a little bit, and I have felt so not like myself lately. And I don't know if it's because like I committed to too much this year so far, and I've just been really busy. I don't know what happened, but it wasn't working out for a while. And I felt so icky and weird, and like things are weird right now. So I'm hoping to rekindle that love and desire and excitement, which, like I said, this is kind of starting to do. So I'm very, very excited for that. But anyway, yes, I'm going to continue with this, and then I'll update you guys when I read a little bit more. Hello friends. So I got to page 183 in The Lovely and the Lost, and so far I'm still really enjoying it. There isn't like as much happening right now, and like as I thought that there was going to be in this book, but it's still very intrigued. Like I'm still very invested, and I'm still really intrigued, and like enough is happening to where it's like keeping me like wanting to know more. It isn't like extremely like bingeable fast paced, but it's still like really, really interesting, and I still absolutely love the characters. There's a lot of mystery going on in this book. Like there's a lot of kind of sketchy things and some sketchy people, and like things just feel a little bit off. Like you know something's wrong and something is going on like behind the scenes that we just don't know of yet. So that's really fun. Honestly, if I like sat down, I could probably like really binge this book, because again, like I said, it's fast paced, but it's just not super crazy. I mean, it is a YA mystery thriller. So yes, still loving it, having a great time. I definitely think it's pulling me out of my slump, because now I'm getting excited to read other books as well. But alongside this, I also started listening to Happiness for Beginners on audiobook. I was so excited to start this book because I absolutely loved the movie. I watched the movie last summer, I think, with my mom, and I absolutely loved it. It was so cute. The characters were so lovable, and like the whole story was just so wholesome. But it is definitely done a little bit differently, actually kind of a lot differently in the book. So I mean right now I'm about like 55-60% of the way through the book, and I think I honestly like the movie better, but the book is still good. It's still cute, it's still wholesome. Just the way that it's done, I didn't like nearly as much. I do love Catherine Center's writing though, and I do think that I would really love her other books as well. So I am interested to get into those. I do have a Catherine Center book on my shelf. Which one is it? I want to say it's The Bodyguard, but I don't know if that's by her, but I think it is. Which is on my TBR for February, but since it's nearly March, probably have to get to it next month. But anyway, that's just one of the ones that I have on my shelf by her. So really excited for that one. It is Friday now, and I don't have any plans tonight because I'm still not feeling super great. So I think I am going to try and finish this book, which I'm so excited for. I'm just gonna sit down and like make a snack and just binge the rest of the book, which I haven't done in so long. Very much looking forward to that. So for the rest of the night, we are just going to cozy up, read our books, make some yummy dinner, and I will check back in with you guys later. I am on page 229 now, and I'm still like really, really enjoying it, but I think my slump is still kind of just like clouding my enjoyment, I guess. Like I like this book, but it's still just not hitting and giving me that like super giddy feeling, but nothing like extremely exciting has happened yet. Like, we still don't know what happened in Kira's past. There is like exciting things and kind of like heart-pounding things that like have happened, but I don't know. I just feel like going into this book, I just expected a little bit more excitement. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's still a really good book though. Like, I would still probably rate it like a 3.75 or like a 4-star right now, if not more, depending on the ending. But it definitely has the potential to be like a 4.5, again, depending on the ending. I still feel like I'm kind of in a slump, but this book is definitely starting to reignite my excitement for reading and my enjoyment of reading. I am planning on finishing this book tonight. There's just some sketchy people in here, and there's some sketchy things going on, but I love these characters so much. There's like a little found family aspect, kind of like a single parent trope, I guess, because this one girl is just raising Kira and her like adoptive brother. So I thought that was kind of cool. I've never really read a book where like the main character is raised by a single parent, and I just think that puts a really cool perspective on the story. And I really like the mom's like character and her development and stuff. I have a little less than 100 pages left, so I'm going to bust out the next little bit of this and then give you guys my final thoughts. Oh, no. 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 I'm not gonna say what happens, but oh my gosh, I'm so sad. I can't. Nope. I refuse to believe that is a thing. I'm on page 258, so I have about 50 pages left, roughly. We found out what happened in Kira's past, like literally right after I filmed the last time. And it's pretty much like what we all like probably expected, but I am curious to see in Jennifer Lynn Barnes fashion how all of this connects together, because there was a little hint in the last chapter that makes me think that this is all somehow tied together. So I'm really interested to see how that is. Hello friends. So I finished The Lovely and the Lost, and I actually really liked it. The ending wasn't what I hoped it would be, but I think I'm still going to give it like a 3.75, maybe a 4-star. I'm kind of bordering on 3.75 and 4-star because, like I said before, I really liked the characters and I was really interested in the story. It was pulling me out of my reading slump. The mystery was pretty intriguing, and I feel like the whole time I was like kind of itching to know like what was going to happen next. There was a lot of sketchy people in this, a lot of family secrets. There was just kind of like a lot of moving pieces, but unfortunately, I just don't feel like they did not all come together as beautifully as I would hope from a Jennifer Lynn Barnes book. When we kind of found out the plot twist, the reveal, whatever you want to call it, I kind of was just like, oh, like, okay. Like, it makes sense, but it wasn't as like interesting as I thought it was gonna be. I feel like sometimes in books, especially when there is a lot of moving pieces, it could go one of two ways. They could either pick one of the moving pieces to pursue, and that turns out to be like really, really good, or they choose the wrong thing to pursue, and then it ends up not being as good as, say, if you would have chosen a different route to pursue, if that makes sense. So with this book, I feel like with how many moving pieces there were, I just think that this book would have been a lot better if maybe a different part of the book was pursued and then had a different plot twist and stuff. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I think there was a lot of other things that she could have done something really amazing with, but didn't. And that kind of sucked, because by the end of the book, I was kind of wishing that more of the pieces like tied together in a big way. And literally at the very, very, very end, something gets dropped. I mean, you can kind of assume what happens after that, or you can kind of assume just the shift that would have in the story. But that happened literally at the very end, and there is not a second book to kind of pursue that drop. So that also sucked. And the thing that was dropped at the end, I wish is what would have been pursued throughout the book, and I wish that would have been more of like the plot twist or the reveal or something, you know. Like overall though, like I said, I still really enjoyed it. I don't think it fully pulled me out of my slump, but I'm definitely a lot more motivated and interested in picking up other books now. So I think I'm at the point now where I can actually like enjoy a book and kind of start to get that like giddy feeling again. And then I did also finish Catherine Center's Happiness for Beginners. I think I agree with my previous statement still of I just think I liked the movie better. There's something that happens like in the beginning of the book that I feel like just really ruins like their story. And I mean, some people would think that maybe that added to the story, but in my opinion, I just think it took away from a lot. And instead of things kind of like building up, I don't know, I feel like it kind of ruined things for me in the beginning, because that stuff didn't happen in the movie. So I did not expect that at all to happen in the book. So that just like really threw me off. But the rest of the book was still so cute and wholesome. I am a big outdoorsy hiker person, so just the entire atmosphere, the whole vibes of the story, I felt like I was like in the mountains with them. I felt like I was hiking with them. I felt like I was camping with them. I felt like I like knew these characters and could see these characters. And I mean, watching the movie, you could kind of visualize the characters a little bit better, but I don't know. I still had a really good time with this book. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star, even though I didn't like the beginning of it. And even though I liked the movie better, I still think there was a lot of really, really sweet and wholesome like elements to this book. The characters are so cute and so fun and so real, I feel like. I love Jake. I love him so much. And Jake and Helen together, so cute. This definitely wasn't like your average love story though, because Helen, she's like going through a lot in her life. I feel like she was kind of just in this weird limbo of wanting to be loved and like wanting to mend that part of her that was kind of broken because she just like had recently got divorced. There was also she was also wanting to find a new love for herself and a new love for life, and I just feel like it touched so well on like both of those things, I guess. I don't know, I really loved the conversations that happened in this book. Helen was kind of annoying for some parts, but I feel like she was also pretty realistic as well. So I don't know, I really like this book, but there was also some things that I didn't totally love about it, but it was also just really cute and wholesome. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star. Also didn't totally pull me out of my reading slump, but I still had a really good time with it. And I feel like it'll just take one more book. It'll just take one really good book to fully pull me out. So we're gonna find that book and we're gonna start reading that book. So I'm gonna go over to my shelves and, I don't know, go through them. I feel like I just cannot do like a fantasy right now, or I can't do something that has a lot of world building or that requires a lot more brain power. I need something that is either light and fluffy and funny, like a rom-com, or I need something that's like fast-paced, like a thriller or something. I don't know. So we're gonna go look at my shelves and then I'll let you know what I pick. You guys, I think I found it. I'm so excited. So I was trying to find the right book to start reading, right? I was going through my bookshelves. I started reading Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and I was enjoying it. I got about like 25 pages in or 30 pages in, and I was enjoying it, but I was like, I don't know, this is like a lot of information right now. This book is a little bit longer than I wanted, and I don't know, like I was feeling like I was liking it, but it just wasn't like, I don't know, I could tell that it wasn't going to be pulling me out of my slump. And then I was like, well, you know what? My book club meets at the end of this week, and I still haven't started that book. So you know what? I'm just gonna go on Spotify and I'm going to start this audiobook. And you guys, I'm obsessed. I am having such a good time so far, and I'm so surprised because it is not a book that I thought would pull me out of a slump. Like, I looked at this book and I was procrastinating this book because when I looked it up, it said it was kind of a heartbreaking novel, and I was like, you know what, I don't really want anything sad. Like, I don't want anything that's going to make me like more emotional than I already am. Oh my gosh, you guys, The Unmaking of June Farrow. I just started it this morning on audiobook, and I am loving it. Loving it so far. It is so magical. It's giving me major like Alice in Wonderland type of vibes, kind of. I'm so intrigued by like the mystery of everything. I'm literally only about 27, maybe 30% of the way in, and I'm just loving it. If you don't know what this book is about, pretty much this girl, June Farrow, she comes from a family where all of the women are cursed with pretty much like going mad, like going crazy. So she's like determined to break her family's curse. Her mother mysteriously disappeared when she was a baby. There's a lot of like just family mystery and secrets and like I don't know, there's like a lot going on. So she ends up like starting to see things, right? And so there's this door, and in order to figure out all the mysteries and whatnot, she needs to go through this door. So when she does that, she embarks on this adventure of changing the past and the future and finding love and all this crazy stuff. So I'm like now at the part where she's about to like enter the door, or she had just entered the door, which isn't a spoiler because we literally know that she goes through this door. It's in the synopsis. So I had to stop really quick so that I could update this vlog, but that's where I'm at in the book, and it's just, these characters are just so beautiful and I just love them so much already. I'm so beyond intrigued because it's a mystery. It's a huge mystery, and I think that's why I'm so intrigued by it, but it's also like a magical mystery, which is something that I didn't know I would love so much, or it's like something I didn't know that I needed in books more. Because there's obviously like mystery thriller books and there's obviously like fantasy books, but do you ever really get like fantasy mystery books? Or magical realism, I guess I would say, not fantasy as much. I don't know, but this, oh, it's just everything that I didn't know that I needed right now. So there's that. And so like I said, I went on Spotify and I started the audiobook, but I also just ordered the paperback on Amazon. So I'm really excited to get that. It comes tomorrow. I'm so excited. But anyway, I think I'm out of my slump because I'm genuinely like getting so excited to figure out what happens in this book, and I like just want to jump right in and I want to like binge this book right now, which is something that I haven't felt in so long. Oh my gosh. I'm literally so happy right now. I think with reading slumps, it's so hard because like I could go on YouTube and look up like books to get you out of a slump or whatever, and it could still be that like those books don't get me out of a slump. It's just literally whatever I'm in the mood, like whatever my slump is needing is what's going to get me out of my slump. And you're probably like, Faith, no duh, like obviously. But like what got me out of a slump before, like when I was in a really bad book slump before, is not what would have gotten me out of this slump. So it's just funny like the ways that they're different, you know? Anyway, I'm going to continue reading this book because I'm so hyped about it. And then I will update you guys when I don't know, have read a little bit more of it. I don't know what to do with my life now. I know that like I was supposed to update you guys like throughout this read, but I got the physical copy in today, and first of all, can we just admire this cover? Like it is absolutely gorgeous. This book, beautiful. The story this has easily become one of my favorite books of all time. I did not expect at all to love this book nearly as much as I did, but I genuinely don't know how I'm going to recover from this, and I don't know how I'm going to read other books now and how I'm going to think about anything else besides this story. So yeah, this book was so beautiful and whimsical and magical and heartbreaking and heartwarming and cozy and sweet and sad, and oh my gosh, it was a little bit murder mystery, which I was not expecting, which was super fun. It was super magical. It was so intriguing. Like I literally could not put this book down. I started it yesterday morning and I just finished it tonight because I couldn't put it down. Like I don't even know like what to say besides that. The only thing that was a little bit confusing, I think, would be like the timeline of things and like the time travel aspect. I just feel like it was really confusing at first, and like that was honestly kind of hard to follow, but towards the end like it kind of made sense. I'm still a little bit confused about, like I feel like I would have to go back and read things to kind of like make sense of everything in my brain, but it was enough to where it made enough sense to where I like understood what was going on. Other than that, this book, in my eyes and to me, was perfect. It was literally just so, like, there was never a time where I like wasn't intrigued and I didn't want to just keep turning the page. And for a book like this, I feel like from like a fiction kind of magical realism book, I did not expect for it to be so fast paced. And I think the like murder mystery aspect of it also like tickled my mystery thriller fancy. It was genuinely everything that I love in books. I love a good fast-paced mystery. I love a good magical realism story, and I love a good romance story. And that was all of the above. But it also made me cry, which I literally haven't cried in a book. I think I've only ever cried in like 2 books, maybe. So that's saying something. I'm officially completely out of my reading slump thanks to this book. I just literally cannot get over this book. Like, look how beautiful this cover is. This will be sitting on my shelf. I should frame this book. I love it so much. And this is getting me really excited. I mean, I know that... I just bent it. I know that this other book probably won't compare to this book, but I do also have Fable on my shelf by Adrienne Young. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll pick this one up, not next, but probably very soon, because I am really interested to see how much I like this one because it is written by her. I think her writing is just absolutely beautiful. So I am really intrigued to get into this. I know this one is an older book. I think it's been around for a while, but still, I just want to read everything that she's written. I like want to pick up another book tonight, but I just genuinely don't. Like, I think I need to process. I'm just so in love. I'm so in love. And that was just a very beautiful story. But now that that is over, I guess this vlog is now also over. I feel so bad for not updating you guys throughout this read, but that's just how much I literally couldn't put it down, and I didn't want to stop and like talk about it. Like, I just wanted to keep going. So apologies for the lack of updates. But now that I'm out of my reading slump, I'm very excited to be creating a lot more book content now, because now I'm like really in the mood to read, and I'm just like, that love and that spark has just been reignited, and I feel like the flames have been lit. So hopefully I can pick up another book after this. Thanks for sticking out this slump with me, and I hope that you guys are having a beautiful March so far and that spring is coming to you hopefully soon. I know I am in the mood to just go outside and lay in the sun and read a book and smell the flowers. Thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting me. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!